Hi everybody, I'm Spike Brave. In this video I'd like to talk about the Commando COM-3A BattleMech and Mechwarrior Online. This video is meant as a guide for new players or perhaps more veteran players who don't know what to do with this chassis. So what I'll do is I'll give you a rundown on how the chassis is set up from its hitboxes to how I've loaded mine out, and then I'll give you an example of a match I played in and show you how I play mine. And as always, this video is only meant as a starting place. It is not the end-all be-all. This is the best build ever. This is the build I like. This is the build that works for me. I have a good KDR and win-loss ratio in it, so it's something I've tested out quite a bit, and I think it's a good mech, so I will recommend that you start here and then tune it to suit your preferences, and then I'll talk a little bit about the decisions I made and how I choose to play this battle mech. So always keep in mind that I am not telling you how to build your battle mech. I am giving you some guidance and advice on some stuff that may work for you. So let's talk about the chassis. So here's my Commando, and I'm out in the mech lab, as you can tell, and if I turn him, we can see him from different angles, and we'll talk about his hitboxes. First of all, let's talk about the head hitbox. If your head is destroyed, the battle mech is dead. So let's find that. You'll see right here there are some panes of glass. It's this center pane I'm pointing at right now. That is where the head of this battle mech is. So if you're going for a headshot on a Commando, aim here. Let's talk about the next most important location, the center torso. Without a center torso, a battle mech is also dead. So that is the area here I'll circle. Right there is the center torso. So that leaves this area here, and this area here is the side torsos. They're very small, so it is very safe to keep an XL engine in this battle mech. I don't know if you have a lot of options in a light not to carry an XL engine. I do recommend that you use XL engines in Commandos because they can go 171 kph with a maximum engine, and that is quite fast, the fastest that a battle mech can go in this game. So keep that in mind, that these little guys are fast, and XL engines help that out quite a bit. And if we turn to the side a little bit, we'll talk a little bit about his legs and arms. As you can tell, he doesn't have a wide stance like some of the other battle mechs. Not a lot of stuff goes in between his legs when you're shooting at him. Good way to slow down a Commando is to blow his legs off and make him an easy target. Keep in mind that may be difficult. He is quite short. Let's pull up another battle mech to give you a height comparison on that. Let's pull up a Mad Dog. You can see he's right about here on that Mad Dog. So a lot of times when you're firing at a Commando or are in a Commando and being fired upon, the shots come at a downward angle, so it is kind of hard to get fire on that leg sometimes. So keep that in mind, that those sharp angles when they're up close can make it very difficult to leg one. And finally, let's talk about his arms. One of the nice things about the Commando chassis is his arms completely cover his core from the sides. So we'll turn to the other side there. As you can see from the sides here, with an arm, it would be very difficult to damage the core. So keep that in mind if you're in close. Keep showing your enemy your arms to shield that torso and keep yourself alive as long as possible. And then if we flip him around, we can see his back hitboxes are about the same. There's the center torso, and then there's his side torsos. So let's spend a look at these hitboxes and some places to aim on him. So let's talk about this battle mech's quirks. So if we come over to his tab on the mech lab here, it pulls out and tells us some information about the battle mech. It tells us how many hard points he has. This particular Commando has 2 energy, 2 missile, and 1 ACMS hard point. It also tells you your max engine, how far you can jump, your structure, heat sinks, all that stuff. And we'll go over that in more detail when I get to the actual loadout of this battle mech. So for quirks, he's got a quirk that gives him a 10% bonus to his turn rate at all speeds. His reverse speed is faster. He has additional structure in his arms and legs. He has an energy cooldown of plus 15%, a missile range of plus 15%, a missile cooldown of plus 30%, so that means his missiles load quite a bit faster, and a missile heat generation of minus 15%. The missile cooldown quirk is something I focused on in this build, so let's take a look at that build. We'll click on the Configure tab, and then we'll go to Mech Details so we can see how I've chose to load this particular battle mech out. I have full armor on the head. I have full armor everywhere, as you can tell. I have also included ferrofibrous armor to get as much weight as possible, and also the endosteel upgrade to make his structure as light as possible and get as much weight as I possibly can. I do have SRMs on this mech, so I want to make sure I can get some ammo in there. I did fill his all of his hard points except for his AMS, so I've got 2 medium lasers. That way I can continue fighting even after I'm out of ammo, and the medium lasers are a pretty good weapon. And then I have 2 SRM2s and a ton and a half of ammo for those SRMs. I went with the SRM2s because they fire the fastest of all the SRMs. So that's what I've built this mech around, as being a barrage short-range missile boat. Or not really boat, we've only got 4 missiles, but I can lay down quite a fast barrage of missiles with the quirks, and then we'll take a look at the equipment to show you what I have for modules. So we've got the capture accelerator. As I say in a lot of my videos when I'm talking about lights, most lights are very, very fast. So putting a capture accelerator in there can help when you're capping in either assault or conquest matches. I think that's vital for a light to be able to perform that role for his team. So I always put a capture accelerator in. I have a radar deprivation module that hides you from enemies as soon as you break line of sight. So if someone's got a missile lock on you and you break line of sight, you disappear from his targeting. So it helps out quite a bit with LRMs. For consumables, I have an improved UAV. Again, this mech is very, very fast. So I will run behind enemy lines, pop that UAV, and give some information to my team, whether if they all have direct fire weapons, they can at least see where they are, and usually I'll have somebody with LRMs who will appreciate being able to get some target locks. I also have the improved artillery strike. That's nice to have on a light to give you some extra punch if you get in trouble or break up enemy formations, because you're fast enough to run in there, drop the strike, and run away, and hopefully they'll scatter and allow your team to get some shots on them. For weapon modules, I have a medium laser range, so those medium lasers shoot farther, and then also a cooldown, so they shoot faster. And then I also have the SRM2 cooldown module, and that does stack with that quirk, so I can shoot SRMs very, very fast with those SRM2s being the fastest reloading of all the SRMs, plus the reloading quirk, plus the, or cooldown quirk as they call it, plus this SRM cooldown module makes my SRMs fire very, very fast. I can unload quite a few missiles very, very quickly, and that is nice to be able to run behind a mech very quickly and dump a bunch of missiles into his back and do quite a bit of damage quickly. So that's how I chose to lay my BattleMech out. And again, I cannot stress enough, use this as a guide. If you prefer larger missiles, you run in an alpha with like 2 SRM6s and then run away. That's completely valid as well. This is just the build I like. And now we'll go over to a video in which I play a match in this. And I'll show you how I play my Commando, and hopefully that gives you some ideas and maybe some tips and tricks to help you out on the battlefield. So let's take a look at that video. Okay, so in this match we're playing some skirmish on the Crimson Strait map. And as you can see, I'm chatting a little bit with Malin. I see him on the forums quite a bit. He likes to help out the new players too, and we're kind of joking around about not having any ECM, and I tell him that cover's overpowered. And we kind of play around with that, and what I end up doing is jokingly yell, "We should do a tunnel rush," and no ECM, so I want your OP cover, so let's do a tunnel rush. And some of my team didn't think I was joking. I'm slamming into walls because I'm typing in tunnel rush right now. But several people take it seriously and follow me through the tunnel. I was initially scouting to figure out where they were, and didn't realize that people would follow me that thought I was leading a charge. So I decided to. This is about the time I realized that hey, they're following me. I need to actually do a tunnel rush here. So I come over to make sure we don't have anybody coming around the sides, and then I'll go down into the tunnel to support the team that's decided to push that way. So as you can see, I see a couple guys. I'm still trying to scout a little bit, and just trying to stand in buildings for cover, taking some pot shots as they're available. Looking around, making sure we don't have any mechs hiding out here. But I do eventually get back into the tunnel to support the tunnel rush that's coming. So I'm looking around, and I only see the one guy up there, so I'm a little concerned they might be doing a saddle rush, but I'm not sure. And as you can see, they're kind of grouping up, getting ready to push into the tunnel there. So what I do is I try to meet up with my team here, and we'll run over there and see how they're doing. See, they've got one of us killed. I'm a little concerned that the team has stalled at this point, but they really haven't. I think one guy ran up to the saddle because he saw enemies there and proceeded to get obliterated. That'll happen occasionally if you're not cautious. So we come down the tunnel here, and I see, yep, we've got mechs pushing, so I'm going to help them out. Now, at this point, I'm very concerned that I don't know what's above us. So I think it's just the one mech, but I don't know. So what I do is I run out far enough under the platform to get under that hole that you'll see right there, and I shoot my UAV through that hole. So there goes my UAV, and we see that there's just the one mech up there. So did I waste the UAV? No, I don't think so, because as you can see, we're kind of deciding what we wanted to do. Now we have the information. We know it's just the one guy, so we all decided to go up there and get him. So we start moving on this Jaeger mech, and he saw me pretty good. I was hoping I could come around and sneak up on him, so I jumped off the bridge there. And now that I see that Hunchy going up there, I'm going to follow the Hunchy and try to squirt out the side there. So run around him. That Jaeger mech's backing off. So I give him a shot and run around the side here. Now what I do is I get up beside him, and you'll see a good example of what I was talking about. I can just fire quite a few missiles at a time here. So you see I'll get up kind of to the side behind. You can see me just land with those missiles. I can get a lot of missiles on him. So I can't shoot, it's 4 at a time, but I can keep them coming pretty thoroughly there, and I did get him caught out from behind there. So now we're going to push up and help the rest of the team, because some guys stayed behind and tried to push saddle, and now that we're done with that one guy, we're going to come up behind him and help out the team here. And at this point, it turns into a pretty hectic brawl inside the city here. As I say in a lot of my videos, don't circle. What you'll see me doing here is I'm just kind of running around, and I'm not going to say randomly. What I'm doing is I'm engaging a target for a very brief time. Another good example here is just landing somebody with missiles. Got enough missiles on him to take out a side torso. Now, see, I'm behind a lot of mechs here, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do, so I follow the Hunchy that has broken off by himself. I didn't want to lay into that those larger mechs and be exposed to the whole team. So as you can see, I took a couple shots at him. He saw me, and I took off. And that's what I'll continue to do here, is run through these buildings, use them for cover, and take shots as they're available. I do drop my artillery strike here to hopefully hit them or break them up and cause some confusion. And I am successful in getting them to run several different directions. And as you can tell, my team is all together, so that they're a little split up. So that makes it easier for my team to get in and do some damage. And now I'm just poking around, seeing what I can see. Oh, here's that stalker again. And I try to get behind him and lay into him a bit. I don't want to hold still for too long, because I know we've got mechs behind me. So I take some shots at him and break off, because he knows I'm behind him. He got up against that building. So now I'm trying to engage the hunchback. He's looking for me, so I went to the scent. He's not looking for me. He's looking at the other commando, so I'm taking some passes against the scent. I break off, so I'm not circling and not predictable. I see that hunchback again, so I'm going to come after him from behind and get behind him and start wailing on him with those missiles again. As you can see, I can get quite a few out there quickly. So I know there's no enemies in the water, so I'm staying behind him, and then I finish him off here. And then I'm going to start running around and find somebody else. I see that Locust is almost cored, so I'm going to try to finish him off. He's kind of doing the same thing I am, running around taking shots at people, so I want to make sure he doesn't get anybody from behind. Kind of am being a little evasive here, and then get back up on him. Get a good burn on his center torso there, and he's almost cored. And when I killed the hunchback there, I did run out of missiles, so I'm just down to those medium lasers, but I can still shoot those all day long. So I'm going to finish off this Locust here with a little help from another guy. He actually gets the kill, which is fine. And hopefully we'll finish him off here in a second. And right here's where he goes down. So now he's down. So now I'm going to see what my next target is. And it looks like a Timberwolf, so I'm going to try to get behind him. And there's only 2 mechs left, so I'm comfortable kind of holding still for a second. And always be careful holding still, because there's a hunchback left, and he nails me right there with a lot of SRM. So what I start doing is using the building for cover. And again, I'm not circling him. I'm trying to get behind him and not circling though. See, I don't quite do a good job of that. And then he shuts down, so I circle to get all the way behind him again and give him a nice shot in the back to finish him off. So this has been a look at how I play my Commando. I hope it's helped you out, and we'll take a look at and see what I did for scoring the match here. But as always, this is meant as a suggestion. I hope this has been helpful if you're struggling with the Commando chassis. And as always, have great luck in the battlefield, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.